can barely hear myself.
I can hear you loud and clear.
I can't hear myself at all.
Can you really not hear yourself?
Now I can hear myself. There we go.
All right.
All right, welcome to Calling The Audible. This
I mean, it feels like I should get Eagles pay this week
You
because
should.
that feels like a producer's job, right?
EDCBA. All right, it is the speed dating
Peter.
version
I
of.
have to make you brighter, don't I?
Yeah, you do. There you go. Perfect. All right, so this is the
I
speed
don't think
dating
you could
version.
do that in 2021, Eagle.
No, I can't. So this is the speed dating version of the playoff preview. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a 30-second hit for Peeze and I per game.
Yeah.
1 minute per game.
We're doing this like a game show, basically.
Exactly.
So the idea is Eagle's going to throw us a game, and not more than that, he's going to throw us a team. So this is the game. This is what happened last time they faced, and then he'll ask Mo, Team A, why are they going to win?
Exactly.
And then Peeze, Team B, and we have 30 seconds to make our case.
Yep.
Eagle then chooses the winner based on our arguments. And the official show pick is not based on the teams on the field, but rather what the Eagle Maniacs in the studio believe will happen in the game.
Exactly. So we got a minute per game, 30 seconds each. Let's dive into it. 43 games. Let's go.
I mean, it's a formulaic debate show.
It
I wish
is.
anybody else in sports media would have thought of this.
Yeah, it can be like part of the interruption.
Yeah,
you can part of the interruption each other.
Some cold pizza.
Exactly. Maybe a little around the horn. We can go around the horn with this stuff.
Also, because Mo's a terrible host, we're here with Mo Khan and PC Della, Reeze, and the Eagle at Master Control.
I think
Thanks
people
for introducing everyone.
See, Eagle, I think after 11 weeks, people know who
No,
we are.
no, Mo.
Every show
now
is
is when the
someone's first
people
show.
tune in. They want to know what we want to say about the playoffs.
All right, less talking, less
The
more
other
walking.
weeks don't matter.
Every show is someone's first show.
Of course. Less talking, more walking here, boys.
All right, we're gonna
All we're
start.
doing is talking.
I know.
We're gonna start with the co-ed division. We have some nice fancy graphics here, actually, courtesy of our graphic designer extraordinaire who can't spell, so Sriracha is gonna be a little bit weird.
Sriracha.
That's 30 seconds right there on that misspelling right there. Here we go.
Okay, so we're going to start with the co-ed 1 playoffs. So the format is we have a kind of a 1-4-2-3 bracket, but there is a play-in game coming up first between the Sriracha Hot Chili Sauce at 4th place versus the Fightin' Tigers in 5th. They had 2 other games they played this season against each other. Sriracha won the first one 35-14, and they most recently tied 25-25.
Okay.
Mo, what do you think is going to happen in their third matchup?
We have how long?
30 seconds.
Awesome.
Tigers have that playoff experience that will bode well for them. I think the Fighting Galenas will come better now. They were stumbling into the blocks, did not play well during the regular season. So I think with their experience and the wealth of talent that they have, they will pull through, my friend.
All right, Peeze, go.
It was a lucky tie game last time around. Jean-Felix Marquis knows exactly what's up. Fighting Tigers haven't delivered all season long. No reason to expect that they'll deliver this time around. Give me Sriracha. Easy win.
So you guys both pick Sriracha?
Wait, you picked Sriracha? No, you're
No,
supposed to give us a
I
team.
picked Galenas.
Yeah.
Oh, you pick Galenas.
Yeah.
Also, you're supposed to give us the team, Eagle.
I don't want to give you the team. I want
Give
you
us
to
the
pick.
team.
All right.
But I always have to pick the opposite of him.
You don't have to.
We have to.
You
It's got to
can
be a
agree.
debate show format.
All right,
You
can
We're going to
agree.
make fun of first take. You don't understand.
Less talking, more walking here, boys. Let's go.
We're only talking
Let's
again.
push this way. Let's pull
I
away.
feel like Peace's argument makes more sense. I'm going with
Nice.
Sriracha over here.
All right.
The next matchup that we're going to have to talk about is going to be the 2-seeded Third Down for What versus the 3-seeded Hardy Mix. They've played twice before. First time around, Third Down won 41-26. Then next time around, it was a closer game with Third Down taking it 34-33. Pease, who you got and why?
I got to go third down for what? Mo have to make a difficult argument this time around. I know he's going to say the thing about the Murphys, but the thing that I like about this team above all is Sarah Parker. She's one of, if not the best quarterback, 50 touchdowns to 8 interceptions, 123 quarterback rating for the season. Sarah Parker's legit. Give me them to go for a clean sweep of Party Mix this season.
Well, little does PC know that there's a plethora of injuries on Third Down for What. So when you look at
Doesn't
this
matter.
team, Party Mix, they are
Overblown.
primed. They are primed for an upset here. The wealth of Frank Delory and his team coming together at the right time will pay off in the long run of this situation. I said it way back in week 6 that, hey, Party Mix may be the team that no one wants to face in the first round or the opening round of the playoffs. This is the reason why no one wants to play Party Mix in the opening round.
I am Francois Delory.
Okay. For this one, I think I'm going to go with Party Mix, actually. I think Mo makes a compelling
Screwed by
argument with the injuries.
Huh? All right, we'll see.
Mhm.
Picking
And-
against Sarah Parker's not smart, just saying.
I agree with you. I can see exactly what Mo's saying and why I think he is right on this one. The injuries are definitely not going to help. Okay, and then we have one more match, which we have to worry about here in Co-Ed 1. So this is going to be the winner of that 4-5 game has to play Power Rangers. So we've picked Sriracha Hot Chili Sauce in that, who's going to advance to that bracket. So they played Power Rangers twice this season. Power Rangers won both times. The first time it was 41-32, and the second time was 40-31. So Mo, you get first pick on this one. Power Rangers or Sriracha?
Power Rangers. Far too dominant. They're very deep at all positions across the board. They peaked at the right time when they took out They're Down for What, and they've not looked bad since then. I think with Tamville Death and with that wealth of defense they have, with that pass rushing that they have, it'll be a big difference in why they will be advancing in the playoff round.
Peeze.
Nope, it's the upset. Give me what's it called?
Sriracha Hot Chili Sauce.
Sriracha hot chili sauce. Again, I think here the depth of weapons have come together late in the season. Give me the combination of Joubinville, Philson, and Camille Saint-Marie to just be too much for Power Rangers to handle.
Nope, Mo's right. You haven't convinced me, Peeze. Power Rangers are going to take this one.
You put me in a terrible spot, Mo.
Of course.
Terrible spot.
Okay, so that's going to cover our Co-Ed 1 bracket for this week. Now, after that's done, we'll know who our finalists are going to be in the finals on Monday, September 27th in Lachine. So we're going to have to wait a few weeks after this round to figure out who that's going to be. In the meantime, let's take a look at Co-Ed 2. So again, we have two matches this time around. In the first matchup, we're going to look at Yin and Yang, the number 2 seed, versus Les Semi-Croquants, the number 3 seed. Last time they played again twice. Yin and Yang has won both of their matchups. The first time 31-12 and the second time 26-13. Pease, you get first pick at this one.
Is it for La Secte and Fantastic Nine?
No, we're looking at Yin and Yang.
Oh, sorry, my mistake. I'm going to go Yin and Yang, partially because I know Mo hates them. Secondly, because I just think... again, Justin Weir struggled throughout the season, but I think that he's going to find his groove in this game. I don't think they'll go all the way, but I do think they'll win this one, only to be to face a loss in the next round.
Look, LSC, they have the horsepower. I look at the quarterback play and what they've done so far. Marie-Ève Girard has done a phenomenal season, 35 touchdowns, almost 1,700 yards passing. They can put up points, guys. They had about 7 or 8 games of 30-plus points this year, and that's the biggest problem with Yin and Yang. Their defense cannot play well. The Semi-Croquants have what it takes to score. If this becomes a high-scoring affair, give me this team to beat Yin and Yang.
Ooh, this is a tough one. You guys are both very good at this, for this game especially.
It's because we both love
What are you delaying
debates
for, bro?
formats.
Just answer the question, man.
I don't know who to pick.
You give us 30 seconds. You had like 48.
Yeah, it's like you become the host of the show when you're the producer.
FOH, baby.
I'm going to...
By the time he makes his pick, it's going to be
I'm going to go with Semi-Croquant. I think I'm going to go with Semi-Croquant.
Right. Because the name is awesome.
It is actually really good.
Oh, there goes my headset.
Smack it a couple times will be good. Oh,
No, you unplugged this.
He's pulled it out. Nice. All right, and then in our other bracket, we have the
good,
number
good,
1
good, good.
seed, Fantastic 9, versus the number 4 seed, La Secte. Fantastic has won both of their matchups, 40-12 and 34-0. I think, Mo, it's your turn, if I'm not mistaken. Why are you taking Fantastic 9? Because you are taking Fantastic 9.
I am taking Fantastic 9. Saw them play against Yin and Yang. They proved a lot in that game and how they were able to win with their quarterback play. I think La Secte, they had their moment of glory for one half against Yin and Yang during the regular season. That was it. This may be a blowout by the time we hit halftime, so give me Fantastic 9.
All right, Pease, is there any hope for La Secte?
Absolutely. La Secte, I love the fact that the ball goes all around. There's not a ton of targets that have been issued throughout the season. I think that if Alison Francillon slows down the game, we see a bit of Laurier Etier, we see a bit of Olivier Genani, we see some Godefroy Veron-Trudel. Again, anyone can do the damage on this team. And most importantly, they need to win eventually. Law of averages.
Yeah, no.
Also known as the gambler's fallacy.
I'm going to go with Fantastic 9 on this one. So That'll cover our co-ed preview. If you want actual analytical content, please check in the article, which we published very shortly by Alexis Dubois is doing the co-ed wedge, right?
He is.
That's
absolutely.
correct.
So he'll be able to break down the games a little bit more detail, but that's going to be our coverage for co-ed for the time being. Any last thoughts on the division before we move
no,
on?
sir.
I just want to make a comment about Division E before we start that.
Before we start Division E?
Yeah, before we start Division E.
Okay.
So I'm going to be writing the breakdown for Division E, but because we obviously have to prepare for the show, because the short turnaround, expect a point form format for that article. It won't be as long-winded as my normal pieces, because it's just going to be sort of keys to success for both teams and a quick pick at the end. And I'll see what other kind of nonsense I can add to it. But the bulk of it will be that, just because it's a fairly large division and we don't have that much time to write it. So I do want to get it out to you guys. And I'm going to try and get one out before the weekend's games as well. But try is the keyword.
All right, here we go.
All right, here we go. So for Division E, we're going to start with the Conference A brackets. So let's take a look at our games. And no, actually, let's start with the Conference A ones. So we're going to start with our 1 versus 8 seed. Green Means Go versus Trailer Park Boys. They technically played before, even though it doesn't really count, since Green Means Go won 60-0 in a week 1 or 2 forfeit. So Peeze, you get this one around. Do Trailer Park Boys come back with a vengeance after not playing their other games and get a win here? Or are they going to throw this one away too?
I think I'm going to go Trailer Park Boys. The reason being is, the teams haven't faced each other yet, so Dave Allen's not yet aware of how aggressive their defense in the flats is. Dave Allen likes to pick on the flats. Hugo Vendramini, 3 interceptions this season. Phil Ramsey, 2 as well. And don't forget, Trailer Park Boys not only lost that first game because of forfeit, they also had a couple of games without Antoine Meunier, their starting quarterback. So I keep being wrong every time I pick them, but I'm going to do it one last time. Give me Trailer Park Boys.
Very simple. The balance on the offense is very imperative for Green Means Go. 5 players with 20-plus catches this year. They had 4 guys with 4-plus touchdowns this year. A very prolific offense to work with. Dave Allen put up some good numbers this year, over 30 touchdown passes overall. They have gone through they answered the test of time of who they faced this year. And look, Green Means Go, this is their time. The stars are aligned for them to make a deep run in the Division E playoffs.
I'm really tempted to go Trailer Park Boys. Pease makes a lot of good points. I'm really tempted.
That's why I went with them.
Yeah, I'm doing it. Fortune favors the bold.
There
We're
we
going
go.
with
There we
the
go.
Trailer Park Boys in
Real
our
winner
official
you are.
bracket.
Real winner you are there.
All right.
Eagle.
Hey, some of us got balls, Mo. Some of us got balls.
All right, next time around, our EA conference, we have the number 2 Pincellos versus the number 7 Rainmakers. Last time they played, Pincellos won 27-19. Mo, you get first pick.
Oh, Rainmakers. This is because I want Peeze to praise. I want you to praise Minchel's. Look, Derek Kastner is going to rise above the ashes like a phoenix, my friend, because without Ryan Kastner, he will have to be the guy to carry the load. Look, they got some ballers on this Rainmaker roster. When we look at who they've had catch the ball this season overall, they've had Nick Prokow, who's done very well. Ryan Kastner is going to be missed, no question, but I think a guy like John Marco Zeno is going to be the guy who will step up for this offense here. Kastner will have a breakout game. He has a wealth of playoff experience. Give me the Rainmakers. Go ahead, Peeze. We'll give you a minute for this one.
No, it's easy. No problem. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna say as many positive things as negatively as possible. So the thing is, Vince Romano's not great. The key to knowing he's not great is he underuses Jordan Ferry. He underuses someone as talented as Jordan Ferry. But I think in playoff time, you realize, hey, I got to go to some of my better players on the team. He's going to start getting the ball more to him because Justin Calix, I think, once teams realize, hey, look, this guy's got 15 touchdowns, let's pay some extra attention to him. So I think Jordan Ferry is going to be the hero of the game. And also, unsung hero, Giancarlo Brullo, 14 sacks in this game. He's going to apply pressure to the relatively unseasoned quarterback of that is Derek Kastner of the Rainmakers.
I think I have to go with Pincellos here. Mo, you're not settling me on the fact that there's a lot of missing pieces with Rainmakers and injuries galore. So
I'm just happy they picked the Rainmakers, so Peeze has to praise Pincellos. Don't worry about that.
All right, next game.
All of this is about pettiness, Eagle, at all times.
The 3 seed
Stop that.
V-Town are playing the 6 seed Menace to Sobriety. Last time they played, Menace took it at 33-31. Peeze, you get first pick.
Look, the thing is, I understand these teams are ranked equally, but I'm going to go Menace to Sobriety because despite the fact that one team's a 6 seed, one team's a 3 seed, they both have 5-5 records and not that far apart. Early in the season, Bobby Spaghettis was struggling. He came along stronger in the second half of the season. He does better as the underdog, believe it or not. He tends to play down at this competition when the other team doesn't play well. V-Town's a solid team that's very quick, but I think they'll make a mistake, and Chris Williams will be more than happy to make them pay.
Okay, V-Town's got the crowd. They got the crowd to make a noise, albeit they have to stand outside the thing. Look, they've won. They've become hot. Remember, they were 0-3 to start off the year, and they gave us that infamous video, hey, don't sleep on
No,
us.
that's balls deep.
Oh, we're not doing the V-Town game?
No, we're doing V-Town Menace.
Oh, sorry,
My
my bad.
balls deep was the don't sleep
Same
on us.
team, same team. Yeah, same team.
the
Same team, whatever. Anyway, so back to V-Town.
What are you trying to say there, Mo?
Whatever, same team. They all look the same to me. Anyway, no, okay,
That's
so
what I thought you
V-Town,
were saying.
here's the thing, though. V-Town has experience from the past seasons. They've played in this league before. They have some game breakers because they had 4 guys with 6+ touchdowns this year that can open it up for them. Look, at the end of the day, when it comes to minutes of sobriety, I don't know if they have the charisma, the panache that V-Town will bring, plus the crowd that V-Town will bring with them. I think that'll be a big factor here because of the crowd and the offensive weapons they have to work with.
I think I have to go with Menace to Sobriety. I think Peeze makes a lot of good points. Sorry, Mo.
Crushing you, Mo.
Yeah, sure, one game.
And our last matchup of the Conference A is going to be the number 4 Suicide Squad versus the number 5 Balls Deep. Last time they played, Balls Deep took it 39-33. Mo, who you have?
Balls deep. Like, they've been hot. After that video that they did where we say, don't sleep on us, they've been hot. They've been playing better football. Their defense has improved much dramatically in terms of points given up the last 4 or 5 weeks of the season. And I think now they have the blueprint in place, being the 5 seed, to make a run and perhaps take out a bunch of top seeds going towards the final.
All right, give me obviously Suicide Squad. Not only
Captain
because I have
Obvious.
to, but because I actually think they're gonna win this. Balls deep. Yeah, I get it. They're loud, they're fun, all that stuff. But Suicide Squad, have lost 2 straight games in a row. You know they're not going to take that line down. I can't imagine a defense that has Alex Noel, that has Gab Wiseman, and Alexandre Saint-Arnaud take this game lightly. They are excellent, and in the playoffs, we know that, especially in the early rounds, especially in lower divisions, experience does pay. Give me Suicide Squad to win the game.
I really want to go Balls Deep because I love that team, but I think realistically I have to go Suicide Squad here.
Look at you guys with your anti-St. Leonard propaganda agenda over here. Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah,
I hate East End Italians.
of course.
Okay, we're gonna go Conference B now. So we have the number one Ravens versus the number 8 Quantrium FFC. Last time they played, Ravens won 33-25. Peeze, your pick.
Well, look, Quantum FFC, they have a new quarterback who looks like he's going to be legit, but I'm going to stick with my preseason favorites. Ravens, to me, are the best team in the division. Joel Hull has sort of found his groove after having a bit of a slow start to the season. His brother, Flag Jesus, Matthew Hull, unguardable as far as I'm concerned. Donovan Martell, excellent all-around player. And, of course, we all know how good Kamba Kachalua is.
Kachelwa.
Sorry. I've never actually had to say it out loud.
I said it a few times for McGill football.
There we go. So we know how good he is on defense, and he's obviously learned how to use his body on the offensive side of the ball. Give me the size, give me the strength, give me the speed, give me the Ravens.
Man, that's a really compelling argument. I don't know what to say about Quantrium FFC here. Like, they haven't won since August 8th. I think they're due to win. I know they tied Bad Batch 32-32 here. I think they're due to win here. This might be an upset of all upsets here because of one reason only, their ability to play low-scoring games. If they have a low-scoring affair, they have a chance to win this football game. They are actually 2-3 when games are decided by 7 points or less. So if this is a 7-point game here, the big Q is going to come through with the big W.
You dug that shit deep, huh?
That's how you roll over here, boys and girls.
Mo, you haven't convinced me. I'm going with Ravens.
Oh, shocker.
I think I'm just better at this than I think your arguments actually make sense, but I think I'm selling mine better.
Oh, no. Mine's
I'm just a greasier salesman.
Yeah, exactly. Real used car salesman.
Yeah.
Sent to used car salesman yourself.
All right, next matchup. We have the number 2 Dilly Dilly versus the number 7 Melons. Last time they played, Dilly Dilly won 32-14. Mo, your pick.
Well, I'm going with Dilla Dilly because, look, they were the best team in this division here. Jeremy Ledoux really was really shining this league. He actually, you look at his INT to TD ratio, phenomenal, like 4 to 1 TD ratio to INTs, whatever it was. But here's the thing, though. The ascension of our boy Iggy Magnus. He's becoming a number 1 target for this offense here. He's the reason why they've gone far with 9 touchdown passes that he's caught. They had 3 guys with 9 or more touchdown grabs. This is a dynamic offense here with complete control of what they're doing. And that defense, pretty nasty good of how they can lock down teams whenever they desire. So Dilly Dilly with Ledoux and Iggy Magnus are the reason why they go through.
Give me the Melons because I have to take them. Dilly Dilly, named after a crappy beer. First thing against them. Why are you drinking light beer for? Step it up. Second thing, Manny Bezogias. Dude has 10 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, one of the leaders in contention for two-way player of the year. Love the guy. Him and Leo Diakumakos. Very excellent pair of receivers. You add that to the ability of William Mendelson, who only played a handful of games. If he's there, he only had 5 targets the entire season, Mo. 2 of them were touchdowns. He's a big game kind of player. Give me Melons because Melons taste better than Bud Light.
No, I'm going Dilly Dilly. Sorry, Mo. Sorry, Peeze.
Attaboy.
All right, next matchup. Save the Turf Tools at number 3 versus the number 6 Oreos. Last time they played, Turf Tools won 48-14. Peeze, choose your team.
Orioles are a shadow of the team they were to start the season. Jaden Edgehill, as far as I know, won't be in the game. Save the Turf Tools are a team that improved as the season went on. They won 5 of their last 5 games. They went 5-0 in the last half of the season. Huge fan of them. Obviously, we know how good of a defense they are, led by Vincent Chung. But also, don't sleep on Harrison Huyen, who had 10 sacks this season. Double-digit sacks in your first season. That's a big deal. Save me the Turf Tools.
Simple. Orioles were resting their starters for this big playoff game because they played last week and they didn't want to give away anything in that whole thing. Look, you missed the natural, that's fine, but they have some guys that can play for this football team. Ukai Best has been a phenomenal athlete. They got the speed to work with. Justin Charles is a guy that has a good deep ball to work with. And if that speed is going to be used against a much slower team like Save the Turf Tools, I think the Orioles have a chance to win this football game. And as you said before, they were 4-0 1 point and then kind of tailed off. This is where they pick it up because they know the blueprint of Save the Turf Tools going to this playoff game.
I would love to go with the Orioles, but Pease's argument for Turf Tools just makes too much sense.
Also, by the way, at a personal level, would run to go with Orioles, but gotta make the right pick.
Yeah,
Shocker.
We're going with Turf Tools in this game. Sorry, boys.
Shocker.
And our last matchup of Conference B in the play-in round, we have the number 4, Les Chevaliers du Rohan. May I add my successful team in beating y'all asses in our little matchup.
Whatever.
So thank you for that. Versus the number 5, Blast from the Past. Last time they played was, I think, week 1 or week 2. It was the first game for both of these teams. And Blast from the Past won 26-0. But this was the game that I watched Chevalier play and say, this is going to be my team that's going to make it far. So, Mo, you get to pick first. Who do you want between the 4 and 5 seeds?
FYI, I score capped that game. It should have been 52-0 win. Frank Graney did not have a good football game. But let me tell you one thing right now about this Blast from the Past. They have the wealth of experience now. Mo Dykmans, you look at Daigneault as well. These guys have what it takes to win. One thing that they do very well, they play sound defense. They may not get you a lot of INTs, but they get you a lot of 4-and-outs or 3-and-outs overall and how they are. So let me tell you one thing. Blast from the Past, don't underestimate them right now because they are a team that is coming under the radar that'll make some noise.
Blast from the Past, more like blast in the cap, as we all know. We're going to make them pay. Give me Chevalier de Rohan. They're going to win this one. They've improved throughout the season. Week 1 means nothing. Frank Grenier, again, the release has been a little bit slow. I love the CDR defense. Frank Cardinal, excellent two-way player. Kevin Hebert-Padula, a little bit up and down, but improved throughout the season at the quarterback position. Don't love the touchdown-interception ratio, but he just makes plays happen. And their team that's shown that they can win in the margins. Give me CDR over Blast from the Past.
My mind is telling me to go Blast from the Past because, again, Mo makes some really good arguments there, but my heart can't do it. These were my boys. We're going Chevalier du Rohan in this one. Sorry, Mo.
Shocker.
All right, so that sets up our bracket for the next round, which is going to happen on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, if my schedule is right. So we're going to have the number 2 Pincellos versus the number 8 Trailer Park Boys based on our picks. So history on that, Pincellos won 46-30 last time they played. Peeze, I think your pick, right?
That's my pick now.
No, you took blast from the past.
No, that's my pick now. I insist. I insist.
You insist? All
I
right.
insist.
So it's Pincellos against?
Pincellos, Trailer Park Boys.
I insist. I'll take the Trailer Park Boys for this one here, boys. I insist, please, if you don't mind.
It's okay. I'll have plenty of positive, negative things to say about.
But didn't
Vince
you
Romano.
take Green Means Go in the previous one?
Whatever I took. Don't worry about that. At the end of the day, I took.
But he was so amazed by how well they defeated Green Means Go that he became overwhelmed with the spirit of the Trailer Park Boys.
So am I going or is it PZ?
It's you.
Someone go.
All right, I don't know. You were just holding up here. Okay, look, I'm taking Trailer Park Boys. Reason why? Because I know PZ loves the Pincellos. Look, they have found their guy Antoine Mounier to be that quarterback of destiny right now. He's done a good job managing the football game, throwing 27 touchdown passes. They have a balanced attack, but here's one thing I love about their defense. They are able to get to the quarterback with what they have. 12 sacks. Will Richard is going to be the guy to watch out for. He will be the difference maker in why they will beat Pincellos on the weekend. PZ, let's praise Pincellos, please.
Yeah. Obviously, Pincello's going to win this game. Like I said in my article, like I said on the podcast here, it's very inartistic. It never looks good. But guess what? All of the chick flicks you've seen in your lifetime, Cinderella, it's all about the underdog. It's about the one you never expect to go to the ball. Expect Cinderella to get there. Expect Pincellos to get there. Mike Appa, very good defensive player. His smile's a little bit creepy on the side. Listen, not all of us can be as photogenic as the ones in the room over here. So give me Pincellos because, again, it's as inartistic as it is efficient. Give me Pincellos and the efficiency.
See, I want to go Pincellos because their previous matchup, 46 points against the Trailer Park Boys defense, where it should be aggressive, is definitely impressive. But Trailer Park Boys, though. Okay, I'm going Pincellos, but I'm not happy about it.
Oh, neither am I. Let's be clear about that.
But I'm not happy
Let's make
about
that very
it.
clear.
I'm very happy about that.
All right.
You happy I went with Pincellos?
Yeah.
In our other Conference A matchup, we would have the number 4 Suicide Squad versus the number 6 Menace to Sobriety. Last time they played, Suicide Squad won 30-0 in what was both a 30-0 win as well as a 30-0 forfeit because Menace went over the cap in that game. Peeze, I think it's you because Mo cheated, so now you get to pick this one.
Perfect. I'm going to go Suicide Squad again. I think they're a really good team. As much as I think that they actually learned a lot by playing them that game. It wasn't a forfeit where they didn't see each other. Bobby Spaghetti's kept trying Alex Noel on jump balls, and I know Alex Noel is not the tallest dude, but that dude can get up there and play. I think the Suicide Squad in defense in general has been a little overlooked. Sebastian Lamy, not a kind of rusher who gets a ton of sacks, but a guy who really contains the quarterback well. And another guy whose name not as familiar as the other guys on this team, Tanyus Steer, 6 interceptions, knocked another 4 passes down. I like him a lot. He's a guy I reference a lot in my articles. I am in love with Suicide Squad, despite their failures to make a good movie by the same name.
Very simple for Menace. Better defense. 7 pick sixes this year. 17 INTs this year. Andrew Dennis Lynch and Chris Williams form a phenomenal secondary duo that they have. They can lock down the best of them, and they can talk and back it up as well. The reason why they're going to win this football game is that defense is going to get them turnovers and field position, which will make it easier on Spaghetti's boy to get himself some touchdowns to go in their favor. So there's a reason why defense for Menace to Sobriety to win and go to the third round.
That actually is a very compelling argument, but I really feel like Suicide Squad is the better team in this matchup. So we're going Suicide Squad.
That's not the point. You got to choose based on the arguments because our egos are the only thing that matters.
Yeah, Suicide Squad.
All right.
There we go.
My ego wins.
All right. Next.
All right, Conference B. We have the number 1 Ravens versus the number 4 Chevalier du Rohan. Last time they played, Ravens won 38-6. Mo, your choice.
Absolute slaughter.
God
Ravens are going to slaughter this team.
No, you're wrong. Go ahead. Why?
Ravens are going to slaughter this team. You know why? They have the best balance on both sides of the football. They have scored a consecutive streak of now 6 in a row, 30-plus points here. Chevalier Durand do not have the firepower to match up with the offensive threat that they have from a personal perspective here. The artillery for the Ravens, far too dominant for them to lose this football game. It's all about the Ravens.
I'm going to disagree with you because I have to. CDR, they got embarrassed last week. This is a rematch. They lost 38-6 to the Ravens in the last week of the season. Kevin Herbert-Padula threw 2 interceptions. He knows that wasn't a good game. He's going to have to complete more passes. And we see Samuel Charlebois-Leduc. He caught only 2 of his 5 targets for 4 yards. He knows he was absolute trash that game. He hasn't slept since then. And guess what? You're sleeping on CDR just like he hasn't slept all week.
Nice try, but I don't buy it. I think this is where my journey ends with my boys. I think Ravens are going to take
You have
this
no heart.
one.
No heart.
All mine on this one. And then our next matchup is going to be the number 2 Dilly Dilly versus the number 3 Save the Turf Tills. Last time they played, Dilly Dilly won 33-12. Peeze, your pick.
Give me Dilly Dilly. I like them a lot. Max Ledoux, the other Ledoux, as he's known by his family, I imagine. He has 14 sacks this season. And again, he's not even a rusher who is particularly. He's not a guy who gets a lot of sacks. He's really a guy who just contains a quarterback immensely well. This defense is also a unit that is not seen as often. I don't know if Ricardo de Rosier will be back or not. Either way, Jeremy Ledoux is a monster on defense. Iggy Magnus has improved as well on the defensive side of the ball. And let's not forget Michael Pietrobon. So the team is solid the whole way across. I don't see a single chance Save the Turtles has at all. More like saving the Turtles, waste of time.
Save the Turf Tills, 7 games of 18 points less given up on defense per game this year. 18 INTs this year. They have Vincent Chang, who's done very well this year with what he's done. Pick 6, 8 INTs. But let me tell you one thing about their quarterback play, which has improved dramatically here under Sebastian Noel. He took a while to get going here, but since Game 3 onwards, he's been above 60% passing, 40 touchdowns, 9 INTs. He can sling it, and he can definitely wing it for them as well. So with that combination of a strong defense and a much improved Noel from where he was Week 3 till now, they are the team to beat, and that's why they'll move on to the next round.
Tempting, but I think I have to go Dilly Dilly. And that would be our Division E brackets, Conference A, Conference B. So then our semifinals would be the week after, and then we have our finals whenever they are. I don't have that schedule in front of me. Peeze, Mo, any final thoughts on Division E before we move on?
None.
Read my article. It's going to be awesome.
All right.
It always is.
Speaking of articles, we're going to move to Division D. So for your analysis, you can go to Frank Tioli-Colatrella, who will give you the breakdown of all the Division D1 and Division D2
Is this the closest he'll be
items.
to playoffs, Frank?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought.
Winless season. That's rough.
That's tough. All right, here we go.
All right, so we're going to – I have to make you guys actually, no, I can leave you guys there. We're going to start with Division D1. So, again, playoff format here. We have play-ins between the 5 and 12 seeds in both divisions, and then the 1 to 4s get buys until the weekend, and then they'll take the winner. So, again, we'll be doing some brackets here for both games as we pick through these games. So we're going to start in Division D1. We have the number 5 Arush versus the number 12 Lockdown. They have not played this year. Mo, who do you have?
Lockdown's going to win this finally. Let me tell you one thing about Lockdown here, okay? They are smart. They are agile. They play well in the system. They're a system team here. Buccaneer is a system quarterback. If he's on point, he can exploit this Arush team that got exploited last week on their lack of defensive killer instinct here. And not only that, though, I question the quarterback play for Arush on who will be the thrower, whether it's Eric Lalonde or not. That's why I think Lockdown, led by our very own Eagle Genius, can lock down Arush and get us some Arush for next week's show here. Let's go.
I got to go Arush. And it doesn't matter who's quarterback. Eric Lalonde, 19 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Raphael Major, 6 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. William Tremblay-Lacombe, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Francis Janelle, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. The lowest quarterback rating on this team is Eric Lalonde, who had a 99.8. The team is loaded all over. They just have athletes, and that's something Lockdown doesn't have. Eagle, who's going to win this game?
I was going to say, this is such a weird position. I got to pick myself or
Yes.
my adversary.
Absolutely.
I mean,
You're welcome.
mentally, we should pick Arush. I mean, I think that's what should happen here. I don't want to, but obviously that's what's the smarter choice if I was a betting man.
If you lose, you bring us Arush next week.
If I win, I'll bring you a Rouge anyways.
That's
so
perfect.
That's fine.
So we'll have it next week. We'll have a nice little buffet next week.
All right, so for the purpose of this bracket, we're going a Rouge, but you guys watch out. I got some surprises for you coming up this week.
Oh, fantastic.
Our next game.
It's a surprise how bad you're going to get blown out.
Yes.
All right.
Our next matchup, number 6 Tough Lungs versus number 11 Clinkers. No previous matchup. Peeze, your choice.
So Marc-Andre Desaulniers is returning at quarterback this season. He's missed a few games due to a concussion. He hasn't fully felt comfortable all season long, although this is the healthiest he's been because it's the furthest removed from the concussion. I actually think this is a really good matchup for his offense. They're very zone heavy. They're a team that relies more on execution versus their ability to surprise you. So I think this is good. Like, we're going to have upsets. I think this is going to be one of them. The defense will be just a little too predictable. Give me Clinkers to beat Tough Lungs.
Stinkers. All right. Tough Lungs. They got some ballers on the team. Justin Leonard has been playing phenomenal for this football team. But let's not forget about the Wrangler, Darren Medizian. He has been a baller this year for this team on both sides of the football here. They have locked down some teams, quite honestly, with their defense and how well they've been this year. Think about it right now, guys. They have only given up less than 25 points of defense. That is 5 times. 5 times. You think Marc-Andre can score more than 5 touchdowns? Probably not here. The reason why they'll win this football game, the Tough Lung defense being the lockdown reason.
I got to go with Tough Lungs. Played them last week. They're the real deal. In our next game, we have the number 7 Top Season versus the number 10 PDs and Regronis. Last time they played, Top Season took it 28-12. Peeze, it's actually most picks.
I'm going with PDs and Negronis. I don't trust in top season this year. Look, this is a team that has some wealth of playoff experience here. Jonathan Perez has been fairly solid this year in what he's done, but I'm really intrigued by Noah Groper because I think he's going to be a one-man wrecking crew in this football game on both sides of the football. He has 10 touchdowns on 41 catches. That means 1 for every 4 receptions is a touchdown. He can do that against a very weak top season defense. So give me PDs and Negronis to win this football game.
That weak defense had 16 interceptions and 11 sacks. Hassani Morel's got to be one of the most menacing rushers in the division. Ryan McGrath and Charles Verreau are 2 big, fast defenders. I disagree. I actually fully disagree. I think this will be top season, and I don't think it'll be particularly close. I think they'll actually score more than last time around, and I don't see them giving up more than 2 scores in this game. Give me top season.
I think I have to go with top season. Pease makes some very good points over there.
How about you do your research, Mokan?
Yeah, no Groper, brother.
And our last Division 1 game is going to be the middle seed, the 8th Kith My End Zone versus the 9th Sparrows Legion. Last time they played, Sparrows won 30-25. Pease, your choice.
Well, first of all, Kiss My End Zone, obviously trying to tank, ended up in the top seed division, so it really didn't work out in their favor. Sparrows Legion has improved throughout the season. I had no hopes for them at one point during the season, but they improved as the season went on. I think that they're going to be surprised with how good Vince Pisano actually is. Anthony Seja also presents a specific matchup problem for them. His just physical size makes it very difficult for them on that side of the ball, on the offensive side of the ball. So I think they'll come out with the victory, although I do think it'll be a close game.
So you pick Sparrows Legion.
Sparrows Legion and converts. Because honestly, I'm trying to honor the memory of Junior Sparrow. So I know you can't do that. So
I know.
You know.
I know.
Some of us are.
I'm gonna wave the white flag on this one. Sparrows Legion all the way through. Next game.
Really? Not even gonna try?
I'm not gonna try.
I just put him in a possible position.
Next game, Sparrows Legion all the way.
So we're taking Sparrows Legion?
Yeah.
All right. So then we're going to move over into Division D2. We have the number 5, the New Guys, versus the number 12, Mean Girls. No previous matchup. Mo, your choice.
New Guys all the way through. They have a really good team. I know they've stumbled up late here, but they have picked it up late in terms of what they've done on the offense. This is a team that has so much playoff experience that they can definitely win another championship under this new name of the New Guys. And look, at the end of the day, they're calm, cool, and collected, whereas the Mean Girls, very vibrant, very twitchy. So give me the New Guys because of how they have so much talent and height to work with. That could be an X factor in this matchup.
Well, first of all, Mean Girls lost their 2 last games by less than a score. Eagle, you said Tough Lungs were the real deal?
Yes.
Mean Girls beat Tough Lunks 33-25. They have a quarterback that doesn't make a lot of mistakes in Tristan Hitu Frankel. And you want to talk about size, Mo, there's Shaden Hitu Frankel, who is the biggest, the strongest, the most menacing receiver in this division. There isn't anybody on the field who can cover him. Give me Mean Girls to win this game.
That's some very good points. Every time we pick against new guys, they always upset us, though.
Not to mention, you said that they finished the season well. They lost last week and their offense looked terrible.
Stumble late.
All right. That's fair.
All right, we're going to go with our first upset, if you want to call it that. We're going to take the 12th place Mean Girls in this one.
All right. Next.
There we go.
Our next game, we have the number 6 Trap Stars versus the number 11 Fighting Illini. They have not played before. Mo, this is your choice, right?
No, it's Peeze.
Oh, Pease's choice, yeah.
My initial thought was actually go Fighting Illini because they get what's his name?
Kevin Smuda.
Kevin Smuda back. Thank you, Mo. I had the Trap Stars roster open because I'm going with Trap Stars. The thing is, Trap Stars have the most frustrating offense. They take a million years. Ryan Garber will not make a mistake. He's going to take the air of the ball. You have 5 possessions to beat them. He's going to score on at least 4 of them, so you can't make any mistakes. I don't think having Kevin Smuda back on defense is terrifying. That said, his game plan is really to never make a mistake and always give his team a chance to win. Him and his brother Dylan, obviously, great connection. Dylan Garber, 12 touchdowns on the season on 45 targets. I like that. Give me Trap Stars to win the game.
Very simple. That receiving core for Fighting Illini. Look, they are a little bit banged up, but they have the wealth of experience. AJ Rashkovan is the guy that I can watch out for in the middle of the defense. He can really slice and dice that whole channel upset. And I think when you look at Kevin Smuda, what he has brought in, yes, he's been hurt, but now he should be healthy for this playoff run if he does play. That gives Josh Feeder another weapon to work with because he is the safety valve for that defense, for that offense. So I think Feeder will feed off of Smuda's presence on the football field.
Not convincing enough. I'm going to go with Trap Stars. In our next matchup, we have the number 7 Hot Sauce Sports versus the number 10 Les Bleus Branleurs. Mo, you get to pick which team you want.
Hot Sauce Sports, baby, by 50.
Perfect.
That's all.
I was going to go LBB anyway.
Okay, why?
That's my answer. Let's go by 50.
No, you
have to compliment Peeze a little bit here.
Let's go. you chose your own device.
See, this was going to be interesting in one of two ways. Either Peeze needs to talk himself up like he usually does, or now he has to talk himself down. So now you have to talk him up.
Yeah, look, I'll be very simple. Matthew Chadwick.
Yeah.
Quiet leader. Phenomenal. Fantastic. Class act. He will be the difference in why they won this football game. And Justin Blanchard with his pick sixes. That's why they won this football game, because of Chadwick and Blanchard's pick sixes.
When talking about Chadwick, you just described like a generic white guy.
Hard, tough as nails.
Yeah.
Smart.
Gym rat.
Leader on and off the field.
Gym rat. Student of the game.
All right. LBB is going to win this one because I'm trash. I'm the worst quarterback in the history of FPF. We all know that. So I'm going up against a team with a really good defense. Minton Tat, we've known the name for a long time. I imagine he'll play defense here because there's nothing he's going to do than beat me. And he has the duo of Olivier Laberge and Olivier Piloto, the 2 O's, as I like to call them. It's the first time I call them that. They're both legit on offense and defense. Not to mention Arthur V's 12 sacks will make indicates to me he's a good rusher. He's going to make my life a living hell.
I feel like Peeze is giving them too much credit. I'm going Hot Sauce Sports on this one.
Of course.
Hot
Matthew
sauce by
Chadwick.
50.
And in our
Matthew Chadwick,
last
4 touchdowns.
In our last D2 game,
Student
we
of the
have
game.
the number 8 Glow Gang versus the number 9 Voodoo. Again, no previous matchup. Peeze, you get to pick your poison.
I'm going to go Voodoo. This is one of those seasons where Voodoo actually outperformed what we thought they would do. We always say they're up and down. Angelo Garofalo is just a really good route runner. Kevin Marcel has this exceptional top speed, and he's complemented with, of course, Jeremy Gauthier's ridiculous speed as well. And this is not even to mention the team's, best receiver in Patrick Saint-Amand. So there's so many weapons for Franquet. I think he just and he like said, like, you guys always say the same thing about us, that we can't come back from behind. Well, in that game that he was complaining about my analysis, they led the whole time. I think this is that kind of game as well. Give me Voodoo to win this by a touchdown.
All right, Glow Gang have won 2 games in a row. Bruno Provenche could be the quarterback answer to what has been a problem for them. One guy to watch out for is Oliver Sully, who has been a good player on both sides of the football. He might be a matchup nightmare for Voodoo and how they can counter him. And also, one thing to look at, guys, is their ability to pick off the football this year. They had over 10 INTs as a unit here, led by Sully and Guerrier as well. So those are the 2 guys I'm watching for on defense. And if Benoit Vanny is healthy and playing this football game, he could really be the X factor in why they can win this football game.
Okay, that's good, compelling arguments. I think I'm going to go Glow Gang, but you almost convinced me, Peeze. You almost convinced me.
So you need to apologize to Frank K's mom.
I'm sorry, Frank.
Watching.
Mom. I'm sorry. Your son's wonderful.
He is, actually. He really is.
Except not in this football game, though.
Class act, right, Mo?
Of course.
All right, so that sets up our brackets for the D1, D2 once we actually get to the conference finals or whatever you want to call it. So based on our picks, the number 4 Los Siete Amigos would be playing the number 5 Arush. Last time they played, LSA won 33-12. Mo, your pick.
So who's it again? Just to make sure I have
LSA and Arush. 4-5.
LSA. Los Siete Amigos, they are tough as nails. They have a great flow going on with their defense right now, and also their offense. I think their offense is underestimating how they can control it with the run and pass of what they have on the roster. So I think Los Siete Amigos are probably the most under the radar team coming into the playoffs here, and I think they have a high value of what they can be moving forward.
I'm going to go Arush. I love the combination of Simon Loisier and Thomas Legault. Really good receivers, guys who can stretch the field. Both of them had double-digit average per reception. Both of them leading the team with 8 and 7 touchdowns respectively. It's, again, a team that's really deep. They have a lot of guys who could do damage. I don't think that LSA have the experience to be able to manage a team like that on defense.
I think I disagree with you, Pease. I'm going to go LSA.
All right.
Our next matchup, number 3 Vultures versus the number 6 Tough Lungs. Pease, your choice.
I played both these teams. Vultures' only loss was to us. It was in the first game of the season, so I don't weigh that too heavily against them. Ben McMahon, to me, is the quarterback of the year. Thing is, we all know he got the 44 passing touchdowns. Let's not forget the 4 rushing touchdowns and the additional 662 yards. It puts him over 2,000 for the season. That's not easy to do. That's impressive. They did lose James Drysdale, but I think that they have enough depth with guys like Kevin Donnett and Mark Farrelly to step up and take on a bigger role in the team.
Well, I have tough lungs then, do I? Well, here's the thing about this tough lung defense. They can contain Benny McMahon. They can contain him and actually bottle him up that he becomes a one-dimensional player. When he becomes a thrower, he's not as effective. And they have ball hawks on that tough lung defense here. And look, with Matthew Leonard, no one talks about him, what he can be as a quarterback. He's able to use, beyond Justin Leonard, his wealth of receivers that he has to work with. So that's why I think that balanced attack of what they can do and that defense will make sure it's a living hell for Benny McMahon on Sunday, if not on Monday, whenever they play this
Whenever
game.
the game is.
Exactly.
I think Pease is right on this one. I think Vultures are just too strong in this
They're going to
matchup.
get knocked off.
All right, next we have the number 2 Pardon My Swag versus the number 7 Top Season. The last time they played, PMS took it 44-19. Moishan.
PMS, this is the year that Brad Evans finally shakes off the demons of Peeze saying, hey, Mr. Hawaiian Shirt Man can't win a championship. Like, this is a team that I saw play without Brad Evans and really do well in terms of what they did. Here's one thing to watch out for this team. Their receiving core. They have a really balanced receiving core for the entire roster. Think about it this way. Jordan McKinnis, 19 TDs. Riley Pincombe, 9 TDs. Craig Browning, 8 TDs. Colin McGugan, 5 TDs. Miles Keller, 4 TDs. They have different recipes to beat you with. And those 5 guys will be a difference in why they will win this with their offense.
No, I'm sorry. It's completely wrong. First of all, nobody here on Top Season would rock a Hawaiian shirt. So that already gives them the edge. Also, well, one of your arguments is that they're better without Brad Evans. You said it, not me. On
I
defense,
see
they
the
have
veterans,
all the
they
tools.
show
They
they
have
can-
all the tools to manage the height of Jordan McInnes and Thomas Gordon. Very good in flats. They have, again, Charles Verreau, like we talked about in the last. I'm realizing now he only has 3 games played.
There you go. Exactly.
That's what happens
That's
when you have
it.
43 games played. But maybe it's an IR spot. We don't know.
It's over.
Um,
It's over. You thought for role plays. It's
Ryan,
over.
Ryan McGrath, though, he's the next man up. He's going to be able to help out on defense. So will Taekwon John. This team is really deep, and their defense is their strength. So give me top season in a game where they force a lot of turnovers.
No, not happening. Part of my swag's winning.
Thank you.
And our last
Sucks
division,
that like my whole argument fell apart in the first part of it.
and our last D1 matchup will be the number 1 Bruins versus the number 9 Sparrows Legion. Last time they played, Bruins won 46-25. Peeze, your team.
I'd love to go Spears Legion here, and I will, because again, I honor and respect Junior Spears. No, I won't do that this time because it just puts us all in an unfair position. I'm going to go with Bruins here because although I do think they're beatable, Bruins are beatable. The defense does a lot to take away the deep ball. They really want you to have to march down the field, and they'll eventually force a mistake. And I think Vince Pizzano in his first campaign out of Division E is going to struggle. He's just going to hit the gas at the wrong time and throw up a ball into coverage, and that'll be the end of the game.
Let me tell you one thing about Vince Pizzano's arm. It's healthy and rested because his softball team got bounced out on Monday for the Outlaws, so he's going to be ready to go for this football game. He's always said, if I have a healthy arm, I'm ready to rock and roll, and that's why they're going this football game, because Vince Pizzano's arm is healthy, and he has had that swagger of late to really prove a point that he can definitely lead a team to victory. And we talked about them jumping to this level of division. This is where they make the move up, with Anthony Seja being the glue to the reason why they won this football game.
I love the passion, Mo, but I don't think they have it, so I'm going Bruins in that matchup. That brings us to Division D2, our wildcard game, divisional games, whatever. We have the number 4 Touch and Parlays versus number 6 Trap Stars. Mo, your choice.
Thoughts of parlays. Nasty defense. Emotional win last week. They proved a lot to me last week with Anthony Lazaro, quarterback, being down by 2 scores to Rouge. They came back with a timely pick 6, and Lazaro playing great football. Danny Lazaro, looking like a man on a mission to be a double champion this year. Tuts and parlays, they have that edge, that bravado, that cutting ability to really make things twitchy for Trap Stars. And I beg your pardon, that Tuts and parlays will win this football game.
I think the emotions will get the best of Tested Parlays because, again, this is going to be a maximum 5 possession games. Kyle Oberfeld is a great defender. Jonathan Steinberg, an underrated rusher. Give me Trap Stars to be able to just get under the skin of Tuts and Parlays enough that they make the mistake that cost them the game.
I think they hold their cool, and I'm going Touch and Parlays.
All right.
Our next matchup is the 3 seed Johnny Fireball versus the 7th seed Hot Sauce Sports. Last time they played, Hot Sauce took it 27-26 in a nail biter. Peeze, are you picking against your team because you said
absolutely.
LBB is going to beat you?
Absolutely. I can't. If I didn't think I'd get out of the first round, how do I think I'll get out of the second round?
You bastard.
I was lucky to beat Johnny Fireball the first time around. They have so much speed. Again, I'm the worst quarterback in FPF. No one should be worried. So it's not an issue. Edward Leroux, 5 interceptions. Philip Leroux, 4 interceptions. These guys are fast. They're all over the place. They already know my playbook because they've already faced me. They're going to make my life a living hell. Give me Johnny Fireball. Hot Sauce Sports wins by 50.
I'll make it very easy. False Kings, Johnny Fireball. That's sell.
That it?
You have another 28 seconds.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
I
False
mean, it's a
Kings.
strong argument, to be fair.
False Kings.
I do want to go Hot Sauce Sports in this one. I really do. Yeah, I'm doing it. We're going
Jesus.
Hot Sauce. We're going Hot Sauce.
So much pressure.
And, okay, our next matchup will be the number 2 Stoics, or as I call them, Stoics, versus the number 8 Glow Gang. Last time they played, it was a real sleeper with the Stoics winning 14-13. Mo, who do you have this time around?
Glow Gang, again, they have far too much speed to burn on both sides of the football here. Sully's been a guy that I mentioned before that can make a difference in a football game. Provence, if he's healthy, will be a guy to watch out for. Stoics don't have that speed. They are more lumbering than they are agile. So give me Glow Gang to pull off the victory and send Stoics. Good team, like him, but not going to win any football games.
Give me Stoics. Chris Rivera has time to prepare for this game. He's already seen this defense before. He's had a low-key, very good season. Hasn't turned the ball over much. He wasn't there at the last game, so it doesn't reflect well upon the team. Team didn't look themselves. Not as many points for as you'd expect, but he will be there this game. His 108.8 quarterback rating is a big deal. Great season by him. And they don't need to be that quick, Mo, because they have lots of great route running on the team. I like Jeffrey Lefebvre as a player. I like Cesar Garcia Diaz. They added Vincent Chung, who's eligible for this game because he's an IR replacement. That's something you probably didn't even know coming into this. Vincent Chung is a huge pickup. Give me Stoics.
I think I have to go Glogang because Mo's arguments is very convincing. Peeze, you haven't sold me on it.
All right.
You haven't sold me.
You don't know the power of Vincent Chung.
And our last matchup, again, assuming our brackets work out as we expected, will
You
be
get busted in the first second.
yeah, will be our number 1 seeded Blackouts versus the number 12 Mean Girls. Pease, your choice.
I think this is a rough matchup for Blackouts, and Blackouts have been kind of up and down. But they did win the last 2 games of the season. I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of the team and Julien Lachance in particular. Not as efficient as I thought he would be, but he gets bailed out a lot by the defense. Michael Kazak has 7 interceptions, 13 PDs, and 4 of those picks went back for a score. Who needs an offense when you got a defense like that?
Well, guess what? I'll tell you this right now about Blackouts. They have given up far too many early points in the football game and come back to win. They've been playing with late luck of late here. Mean Girls look like a team that's really mean and lean and ready to come out there and prove a point.
They're actually quite nice.
Yeah, they're nice guys.
Nice
Not
dudes.
bad. And Lamari's a nice guy. Anyway, the point is this. Mean Girls have been much more competitive in football games, whereas in the first 3 games they were blowing out. Last 5 games, much more competitive. If they get a lead in hand by 2 score or more lead, they're not going to relinquish that to a team like Blackouts that has continually relied on their defense to win football games. Not this time.
I feel like I have to go Blackouts because they're the higher seed on this one. Like, there's such a discrepancy, but I think it might actually be a closer game. But we're going to go Blackouts for the official bracket.
I do think it's a bad matchup for Blackouts because they negate. Mean Girls actually negate a lot of what Blackouts do. I wouldn't be surprised. Let's put it that way. If Mean Girls get there, I wouldn't be surprised if they upset Blackouts.
So for our official bracket, we're going to go Blackouts. That's going to be our pick, but this one will be definitely back and forth. Before we move on, so obviously this covers our play-in round and our divisional round. The semifinals will happen the week after, so we'll talk about that on our next show. Any final thoughts for Division D, Mopees?
Nope, I'm good.
Yes, I agree.
I'm good. Next.
All right, so now we're going to get into our Division C bracket. So again, we have kind of a
Oh, by the way, we
playoff
won't
round.
be 1 hour show, by the way. Just give you the heads up.
Whatever. We're
Just
close,
like-
actually.
We're
Not that
okay,
bad.
though.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
We're
saying.
at
I
about
thought
an hour now.
the Eagle wanted to go 1 hour. That's why.
We're aiming for it, but
I
if
know.
it happens, it happens.
No worries.
So for Division C, you can always read the article for more information. That is written by...
Division C is written by, is it? No, it's Iggy Magnus.
Yeah.
Iggy Magnus.
Iggy Magnus writes the
There we go.
article.
So we have our play-in rounds. In our first matchup, we're going to have the number 7 Silent Ticklers versus the number 10 Easy W. Last time they played, Ticklers won 37-25. Moishan Khan, who are you taking?
Oh, Ticklers. Jordan Penez is a man possessed right now as a quarterback. He's making these unreal throws from different levels of his arm's length and what he's done. He's the reason why they are at this point of the year and being competitive and where they are. Reason why they go far, Jordan Pineda, that's it, that's all.
I'm going to have to disagree because I have to, and it's the rules of the game. ECW, I understand. They don't play defense. But defense is stupid. Who really likes it? Nobody. Who wants to watch a 14-13 game? You just called it a snoozer. It's stupid. Give me the offense. Give me Jeremy White. He learned a lot throughout the season. His duck move is deadly. And paired with Charles Levine, one of the most deadly combinations in the division. Seal Levine putting up 306 yards and 28 catches. I think the volume is going to increase as the games get more and more important, and I think he's going to be harder and harder to stop.
All right, Mo, you win it. Silent Ticklers advance. And in our next matchup, our 8 and 9 seeds, Top Sauce and Blue Dreamers. Last time they played, Top Sauce won 31-20. I think this was week 11, like the game that just passed. So it's technically a back-to-back matchup over here. Pease, your choice.
Yeah, I think that the defense of Blue Dreamers is going to be too much to handle now that they've seen Pat Chazon. They know what they're all about. across the board, they have game breakers, right? They have Nick Gomes-Rizzo, Nick Rapini, Anthony Seja, Sebastian Gomes, just across the board. Not to mention AJ Gomes, right? So like this team is just going to be too much for them to handle on the defensive side of the ball. Blue Dreamers are a team that could upset some of the higher seeds on any given night. So give me them to beat the slightly higher seeded top sauce.
All right, so Kenton Lowe, Vince Nardone, Chris Meillard, and Darnell Cavis-Riley. Those are 4 excellent receivers. Blue Dreamers do not have the horsepower to keep up with these 4 guys and what they do as a quartet.
Just the horsepower.
Just as the horsepower. And here's the one thing, though. Chris Meillard is the X factor of all X factors right now for this team. He can stretch out the defense and give Jason the underneath stuff to be opened up by his presence alone here. So that offensive top sauce will be topping Blue Dreamers in this football game.
So Blue Dreamers power bottoms?
Yeah, exactly.
This is a tough one.
It is actually. I just basically flipped a coin in my head and went with Blue Dreamers.
I think I'm going to go as top sauce just because I think the overall roster is a little bit better, but I'm definitely worried about the quarterback play. So we'll see what happens in that one. Okay, so that sets our brackets for the divisional round. So we're going to work our way down upwards so I can look up some of the other matchups. Our first one is going to be the 4th-seeded B-Ballers versus the 5th-seeded LGC. Last time they played, LGC won 37-6, but B-Ballers did not have their quarterback. So a little bit of a different match this time around. I think also this is another back-to-back week. They played like week 11 or something. Mm-hmm. So Mo, you get to take your pick. Who do you want?
B-Ballers. I love their charisma. I love how they've grown in this league in the last few years here. Like Gianni Cassetti is a guy that we spoke about highly this year and what he can be as a quarterback and maybe be an elite quarterback in the coming years. Here's the one thing to watch out for. Le Gros Coq do not have an answer for William Paquette. He's been a monster this year, catching balls all over the football field. Vincent Beauregard as well, same thing. And look, Branco's a guy that I watch out for. And the X Factor, Charles Vero, he is a man that can play well on both sides of the football field.
Is he actually eligible in this game?
He is eligible for 6 games. He's the X Factor because he can really make things, make a big difference on both sides of the football.
Peace.
I'm going to go with Le Gros Coq. Dom Lefort is the most elusive quarterback in all of FPF. And Gregoire, not a particularly notable rusher. He's fine. You can't stop Dom Lefort, which is fine. They're going to play high tempo. They're going to try and score a lot. That's the strength of the team. And I think that's going to create a lot of pressure for the young Gianni Casati. And it's going to come down to converts. Give me LGC to just be a little bit more efficient and the running of Dom Lefort to be the difference.
Just FYI, just look at the playoff schedule for Division C, by the way. I just want you to take a close look at the championship finals, just for FYI.
Yeah, I'm aware of it. Don't worry.
Cool. All right, next. Oh, sorry,
I gotta
the
pick.
weirdness
Yeah.
of the schedule. Yeah.
I'm going to go LGC. I think, Pease, you make some very valid points in this one. All right, our next matchup will be the 3-seeded South Harmon Institute of Technology versus the 6-seeded Sheesh. Last time they played, Sheesh won 31-19. And by the way, whoever takes Sheesh needs to say it like that every time they say it, obviously. Whose choice? Pease, your choice.
It's my choice. Give me Sheesh. I think this is the worst possible matchup for shit. I don't really understand why Sheesh is the lower. Oh no, they won one last game. Okay, that's why. So I love the depth in this team. Vincent Benjamin, Marco Bertoldi, Dondre Borden. Dondre recovering from his injury, looks to be all right. The team is solid on both sides of the ball. Justin Frankel, again, a really good contained rusher. And Andrew Langbert, we know when the playoffs begin, he is a better version of himself. Nobody prepares more for a game than Andrew Langbert. Giving me Sheesh.
All right, shit's going to win because you know why? Jeff Rosenblatt. He didn't play in that game, which they lost to Sheesh. Jeff Rosenblatt, 25 TDs in the last 5 games. It's 5 per game. Pease, what do you say all the time? How many TDs you need to win in a football game?
You need 5.
You need 5 to win. They can do it.
They'll need 6 for this one, though.
They won't because Sheesh is banged up. They're hurt. They're not full of depth.
They're back.
Whereas Adam Rockman, my boy, the most underrated player in FPF history, is going to make it a lot more difficult for Andrew Langbert to find his open man. So that's why Jeff Rosenblatt and my boy, the Rockman, is going to do it.
I really want to go with the team from the Institute of Technology that is from the southern area of Harmon, but I think Sheesh is going to win this.
Actually, I have a contender for most underrated player in FPF. That is Alex D'Aquila, because people think that the other Alex D'Aquila is Eagle, and so they automatically think he's terrible. But he's actually excellent. So, but because of that reason, he often gets underrated.
Athlete of the year at Champlain.
That's
there you
right.
Go. See,
Alexander D'Aquila, yes.
Yep.
All right, next.
My boy. Okay, next we have the number 2 infantry versus our bracket selected Silent Ticklers in the 7th feed. They have not played in the past. It's going to be a brand new matchup. So, Mo, your choice.
Infantry. They're angry. They're bitter. They are upset how they lost to Bless in the last game of the year for the 1 seed. This is a team where Jalen Reeze has played very well for them. Corey Wolofsky said, I'm not going to have the same mistakes like I had in that loss to Bless. He is locked in, focused. He wants a rematch with Bless in the final. That's why they're going to win, because of Corey Wolofsky's focus to win this football game.
I think Jordan Panetta is just the single best athlete we have at quarterback in the division. He's had a very good second half of the season, specifically 16 touchdowns in his last 3 games. He's improved. It took some time off. He hadn't played in a little while, so it took him some time to get there. So I think their 5-5 is a bit of a false indicator. I think he himself will also avoid the mistakes, and I think infantry need the other team to make mistakes in order to compete. We saw that with Blessed. We saw that if the other team plays a clean game, they struggle, and there we go.
I'm very tempted to go Ticklers, but I think infantry is the real deal in this one.
Flip the table.
I don't think Panetta can carry them all the way. And in our last game will be the number 1 Blessed versus our bracket selected 8th feed Top Sauce. Last time they played, it was week 1. Blessed won 51-14. This is the game where Vince Nardone realized he cannot quarterback the team because of a terrible shoulder injury. So this will be almost a brand new game with Jathan taking over. So Peeze, who do you have?
I'm going to go Blessed. Stephen Harper-Sod just had an absolutely incredible season. 55 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He is the smartest play caller in the division. And he's got just a plethora of talent. Marvin Steinberg, Jonathan Svetna on defense. You have Kevin Smuda, Will Power, Isaiah Allard on both sides of the ball, basically. I believe he's back. Kevin Smuda is back as well. Just overall, the team, I think, is unstoppable. I think they're winning the championship, so give me Blessed.
I have to agree with Peasy.
Hey, come on, what is this? That's not the game.
I
How is Top Sauce going to win?
I don't know how they're going to beat this team. I don't know. Bless all the way through.
Okay,
I don't know.
We're going with Bless then.
I don't know how they're going to beat this team.
As a hypothetical, if we had taken Blue Dreamers, do Blue Dreamers have a chance?
Yes, because they gave Bless their toughest game this year, in which they lost by, I think, 2 or 3 points in Brossard. That was the game that Bless wanted to avoid, and they thanked Peasy in the football gods on why they're not playing Blue Dreamers instead. Or actually, Mocon, because I picked Top Sauce to win. Anyway, the point is, Bless is going to
thanking me. What did I do this time?
Bless is going to win this football game.
All right. Any final thoughts on Division C?
Division C, look, the cream of the crop rose. We saw B-ballers fall out slightly, but as you mentioned, the Eagle is because they're missing the quarterback. But I expect that top tier to keep doing well.
Okay. And in our final breakdown, we're going to look at the Division A and B playoffs. Again, for your article, go ahead and check out Brent Bodkin for all the detailed analysis. But for today, we're going to be going through the 2 brackets. For the time being, we just have to pick the initial games. So the other ones are going to come later on. So we have time before we get there. So there's 3 games we have to go through. Let's start with the Division B game, actually, which is going to be the 4 and 5 matchup between Junkyard Dogs and Here for the Beers. They had 2 games this season. Both times Beers won. First time 33-18, next 30-19. Mo, this is your choice.
Here for the Bears. To beat the team once is tough. To beat them twice is tough. He chokes in the playoffs. That's his DNA. He chokes in the playoffs. He can never play well in the playoffs here. And I think for Junkyard Dogs, for what they've built up from a roster perspective, they have the ability to pull off, not the upset, the dominant victory over Here for the Bears, because Sean Avram is going to choke this game away, and he'll become the 12th best quarterback out of 10.
Oof. Give me Sean Avram. He's my pick for quarterback of the year. His his 4 interceptions, Mo, is 4 times less than Jason Rossi. That's, I think, going to be the difference in this game. I think here for the Bears, we'll force some mistakes. We forget how good this defense is, right? Because we know how good this offense can be. But Chris Meillard, Eddie Lee, Jordan Allard, Vinny Galano, it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. Give me that defense against the quarterback that makes a ton of mistakes. Here for the Bears, it's going to be close for a little while, and then they pull away at the end.
Yep, I agree with Pete on this one. I think here for the Bears are going to do the 3-peat, which is very rare in FPF, but
Agreed.
definitely going to be possible. All right, that moves us into our Division A bracket. So we're going to start with our 3 and 4 matchup. This is an elimination game. So we have the 3-seeded All-Stars versus the 4-seeded Chernobyl 21. First time around, All-Stars won 32-31, literally a 1-point game. And the next time they played, they tied at 33 apiece. So as much as we used to think maybe All-Stars had the advantage in this game, this might actually be way closer than it might be than the other times around. So, Peeze, you get to choose here. Do you want to go with Kevin Wyeth or do you want to go with the underrated Chernobyl 21?
Yeah, I'm going to bet against Kevin Wyeth in FPF. It's never going to happen. The guy's thrown 2 perfect games in championship finals. He ended with a 7-touchdown game against KGP. Look, last time they played against Chernobyl 21, it wasn't the cleanest game. And earlier in the season, we know Kevin Wyeth hasn't been healthy the entire season. He is back, however. I like them to win. I like them to win this game. All-Stars just have a lot of depth and the difference at quarterback. We look at what we've seen on the offensive side of the ball. Pat Jerome, Paul Lapierre, future Hall of Famer Jared Taylor, Matt Kerouac. Any other guys in the Hall of Fame I should
Jared
mention?
Taylor won't be playing, that's for sure.
Sorry?
Jared Taylor will not be playing.
Oh, that's true. He won't be. Oh, and he only played 3 games. So fine. Let's stick with just Hall of Famers. Pat
Your argument's
Jerome,
done.
Paul Lapierre.
Your argument's done. You said
Matt
Jared Taylor.
Kerouac.
It's over. It's finished.
Doesn't matter. They don't even need him. That's how good they are.
No,
They're a bunch of All-Stars.
It's over.
Bunch of All-Stars.
All right, Eagle, I'll give you one stat only. And that's it. 2010, Pat Chenard beat Kevin Wyeth in the playoffs.
Oh, that's entirely relevant. You're right.
That is it.
entirely
That's
right.
all.
You can't not pick against Kevin Wyeth.
Okay, hold on.
Right?
I'm going to add a little bit more here. Kevin Wyeth, bum shoulder. Not too sure it's going to be
He's
agile
back. He's
enough.
healthy.
He's
already
not
told
healthy
me.
enough,
He's
my
healthy.
friend.
Was this the worst All-Star teams ever because
This
you're
is
not a Team
worst
Ocon?
team, absolutely. And here's
Worst-
one thing, though.
All right, Mo, you've talked yourself out of a choice.
I didn't talk myself out of a
By
choice.
itself.
You get the only evidence you provided
Chenard
happened 11 years ago. 11
Beat
years.
Wyeth in the playoffs.
You needed to
That
dig
is
back
all.
a decade. You need to dig back a decade. To
Well,
find an
Tom
argument.
Brady didn't win a Super Bowl for a decade. Look at that. He's won.
Is that even true?
Yeah, he won 2005 to 2015.
Yeah. What have you done for me lately? He won a Super Bowl.
I'm just saying, though.
You're not just
Chernobyl could be the next Tom Brady and Patriots over here.
I
Thank you.
can't do it. I
Yes,
can't
you can.
do it. We're going
Yes, you can,
All-Stars.
Eagle.
We're going All-Stars.
Eagle,
Sorry, Mo.
don't be
Sorry, Mo.
bandwagon. Okay.
No.
bandwagon. Yes,
bandwagon.
that's what I think of it with Kevin Wyeth. Bandwagon fans.
Bandwagon fan you were.
All right, and
Fake
then
news.
in our, I'll call it our winners bracket. So whoever wins this game goes straight to the finals. Whoever loses goes into the losers bracket to play the All-Stars. We'll deal with that next week again. We have the number 1 Braves versus the number 2 Contraband. They've played twice. They were tight both times, but Braves took it 38-33 and 42-40.
I'll tell you
Mo,
why
you get first
Contraband
pick.
is motivated. Because your boy, Mike Pearson, said you can't beat us 4 times, boys. You guys are going to get swept 4 times by us. You know what? This is a renewed sense of optimism for Contraband because they have everyone coming back healthy. Tyrus LeBeau has been a big difference on defense. He can lock down Georgia Garapie if need be. Danny Boy Lazara, he has looked like a man in charge of his offense here. Shake off all the past ghosts of what he's done in the playoffs. This is his time to shine, and they will not be beaten. The Contraband are going to the final, and they'll face, you know who they'll face? Chernobyl 21 in the
Why
final.
are you screaming?
I don't know. You got me read up for all the Kevin Wyeth thing. Contraband Chernobyl 21 in the final. Here we go.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Braves, the best team in FPF right now. The record is what you say they are. Whatever that quote is, that's the truth. Here, Mike Pierce saying, as great as an athlete that he is, also a funny guy. He saw Nim Jimkowski, and the first thing he said was, "Hey, Peeze, I guess there's no such thing as fashion police in Montreal." So Dude's smart. Dude's funny. Dude's a great receiver. And that's not all they have. They also have Alex Pilon. They have JD Chevalier. They have George Gary P. George Gary P. Monster. Unstoppable.
Yeah, what has he done?
They don't even need to get healthy. They have the best team.
Yeah, right.
Give
AJ
me,
Gomes will
give
kill
me,
these
Bra-
guys.
give me Braves.
AJ's gonna kill
I
these
forgot who I
guys.
was talking about. What?
AJ's gonna kill these
We'll
guys.
see.
That we'll see.
Joe Maher, 2 interceptions all season.
So here's my question to both of you. Is this the game where Braves hide their playbook potentially because they know they'll make it to the finals?
No, because Chernobyl's going to beat them in the semifinals because Contraband's going to play Chernobyl 21 in the finals. Book that, people.
No, but seriously, though.
I'm
is
serious.
this a game where they hide their playbook potentially? and,
Chernobyl
like,
gave Braves their toughest game this year.
Because it's the worst finals team ever.
yes, correct.
It's the worst Braves team I've seen ever.
Worst Braves team? It's the same Braves team.
Exactly. But the point is, we're going to see a Contraband
Everyone
versus...
got better, though. That's your point. Everyone got
Contraband's one of
better.
the finals, people. They're going to win this game.
But are they going to play 4D chess here and potentially use a different playbook or use the same one and then have it all known and everything? Like, what's
I
the
think
strategy
these
here?
teams all know each other well enough that they all know the playbooks.
Exactly.
So it's just execution at this level.
Exactly. Joe Mayo may not play, may have a trick or two up his sleeve for the final if they make it, which they probably won't. But if they do, he might have a special 2-point convert, which has been the Achilles heel for Contraband in the playoffs. Or the
Yeah,
season.
if it's a tight game, I have to go Braves with the advantage. They're better at clock management, and I think they're better at extra points. So we're going with them. Any final thoughts on Division A and B playoff
Mike
previews?
Pierce saying, you can beat Contraband 4 times in a row, bro. That's not going to happen, bro.
We'll
ain't,
see.
Ain't going to happen.
All right. A little bit longer than we wanted, an hour 15. But hey, we did all of the, what was the final count? All of the 42 games that we had to preview this week. So that covers the play-in round as well as the divisional round. We'll be back next week to break down the semifinal matchups that'll lead us into our finals. And we'll discuss all that and the setup and roadshow and everything at that point in time. In the interim, the Fall Cup registration is open, so more information available on our website and in your emails. Check that out. We got 4 conferences, Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, and a co-ed tier for the FPF Cup.
What dates have they been? Are there dates yet? Like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? I know people always ask about
It's
this.
listed. I don't know them off the top of my head, but it's on the site.
We'll mention it next podcast, but do take a look on the site.
Magic words, please.
Insurance fraud.
Oh, yeah, get that clip for us.
There we go.
Alley-oop right there.